Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast, a conscious, connected platform for those who are ready to manifest their dream life. I'm your host, Elise Riley, a former PT, now motivational speaker, igniting empowerment and transformation all across the globe. Here at Generation Elevation, we are committed to bringing you the most inspiring guests who will share their stories, wisdom, and advice to help you progress closer to living a life of your own terms.
Yo, what is up, fam? I am so excited to record this episode today because it is something that I have, been on a journey with myself in regards to being my own the one for myself, rather than relying on anyone else to fulfill my needs for me. I have literally been spending the last 2 years dating myself. And I thought this would be a really cool episode to record because for those of you that may be single or maybe going through a breakup or even in a relationship, I think it's super important to make sure you're able to meet your own needs first before then relying on someone else to do this for you. In the past, I actually was in a really long-term relationship from the age of 14 to 20, so 5 years, and I definitely relied on this person a lot to fulfill those love language needs. And if you're listening to this, I'm sure you have heard of the 5 love languages before. However, if you have not heard of them, there's words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, gift giving, and quality time. Now, I used to rely on my ex-partner a lot to provide these things for me because I didn't actually know how to give this back to myself and fulfill my own needs because I was so young as well. So if you're like, I don't know what my love language needs are, that's totally cool. You can just do a random quiz online. If you just type up 5 love languages, there's like a million quizzes that you can do to just figure out what one is really important to you or your hierarchy of needs. However, I truly believe after spending the last 2 years very single, I really believe that in a way, all of them are just as equally as important. I remember when I did this quiz when I was actually in my past relationship, and I remember gift giving was like super low, mainly because I didn't think I deserved to be spoiled. In looking back in hindsight, at the time, I thought by having gift giving high, it meant that I was selfish and non-deserving, I guess, in a way. And I'm pretty sure that physical touch, affirmations was at the top. Now, I'm pretty sure this is quite similar. However, gift giving, the percentage of them all really has equaled out. It's not so much of a gap between like physical touch, acts of service, affirmations, quality time, and gift giving like it was before, because I know that I am deserving of spoiling myself and receiving presents. Like I love giving presents and I also love receiving presents. So bit of a tangent. However, I wanted to just quickly explain those. So if you don't know what your hierarchy is, definitely go check it out. It's just a bit of fun. Even for your relationships in your life that aren't specifically an intimate nature, I really think that it's a handy tool to have, kind of like horoscopes and things like this. Believe what you will. But yeah, if you feel called, definitely go check out and let me know what come up for you. So as I was saying earlier, I have been single for the past 2 years and I have never felt so much love for myself in my entire life, even when I was actually in a relationship. And I put up a story on my Instagram not long ago about dating yourself and how important it is to be able to fulfill your own wants and needs and desires first without having to rely on someone else to validate these things for you. Because otherwise it's like bringing them into a relationship out of a place of need, which actually gives away your power because you're relying on something external to you to make you happy, which is a conditional form of love. It's like, if you do this for me, then I will be happy and then I will love you, which is definitely not the relationship I know that I want to be in. And I'm sure you're resonating with this too. So if you're calling in a lover, if you are wanting to build your confidence, build your own self-love, or whether you're just wanting to improve your relationships that you already have around you, this episode, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to share with you the things that I have done throughout these past 2 years to come to this point in my life whereby I'm not attached to whoever comes in next. And it's not going to be from a place of needing them to fill a void of something that I cannot give myself anymore, because I know that I am completely happy whether someone is with me or not with me, because I have me. And I really want to share this with you because it is the most empowering place that I've truly been in my life. So I thought what I would do is go through the 5 love languages and talk about how I've been able to give this back to myself. So first one I wanted to start with was words of affirmations. So in a relationship context, this may sound like, oh, babe, you look so good today, or you look beautiful, or wow, you look amazing. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. You are so kind. Or I feel like my best self when I'm around you. I trust you. I love that you always do this for me. Or I love that you're so fun and that you're funny. I know that I can always count on you and you are so inspiring. I love our life together. These are words of affirmation examples for a relationship, whether it be intimate or not. It could be your friends as well. So how did I actually then give this back to myself? And the obvious answer may be affirmations and just saying all of these things when I wake up in the morning, say, I love you, I trust you, I believe in you, etc. To be honest, I didn't do that every single day. However, in those moments of when I've achieved something, I celebrate me. I say, wow, I'm so proud of you, Elise, right now. Like, you're amazing. I'm so proud. I love you so much. I would tell myself good morning or say, you're so cool, or you're so sexy, you look amazing, and be my own hype woman. And imagine how I would want to be treated if I was in a relationship, if I was with someone, how would I want them to speak to me? I reframe that and use this and speak to myself in that way. So if you're speaking to yourself in a way that you would not speak to your friends or your lover, then I definitely recommend just becoming aware of your self-talk and switching it around and treating yourself like you are the one. How would you speak to that person? Because I doubt you'll be telling them that they're dumb, stupid, ugly, fat, etc. All the nasty things that we can say to ourselves, right? So that would be the first one. I also wrote notes on other things that I did for this. And the other alternative to that was actually creating a relationship with myself through journaling, whereby I would actually kind of have a conversation with myself and really learn about me. And I truly believe journaling is such an amazing tool to cultivate greater awareness of self. And that literally is the definition of meditation. The more you can understand and learn about yourself through journaling, or whether it be just voice recording, that's another way I would journal as well, the more confidence you will have in your decisions, the more you will trust your decisions and your instincts, your intuition. And thereby, when a person does come along, or if you're already in a relationship, the more you'll be able to lean in and trust them. Because if you are struggling to trust people in your life right now, more than likely it is that you don't trust yourself either. And I definitely cultivated the most trust and confidence through my journaling practices. Another one I would also say for words of affirmations is I literally made a affirmations playlist on Spotify, and I would listen to this in the car on the way to the gym every morning when I would wake up, and it would be a compilation of songs that have conscious lyrics, because when you listen to music, most of the lyrics actually go bypass your conscious mind, your thinking brain, to your subconscious, which is the part of your brain that is the most active 95% of the time. And this is kind of when you are sleeping, this is when you are driving and you're not actually thinking about what you need to do to drive. You're thinking about something that you've got to do at work that day, okay? So that usually means your subconscious mind is in control of the driving aspect because you've done it so many times. 95% of what we do, say, think, behave is controlled by our subconscious mind. So if you are listening to music and you are listening to songs that talking about heartbreak, talking about people being cheated on, talking about horrible, horrible things, I don't even know what is out there because I refuse to listen. But if you're listening to songs that are like screw her, screw him, etc., you're actually teaching your subconscious mind that this is real, and you are validating those beliefs of like all boys are like that or all girls are like that. So stop it and start listening to new music that has a more positive message behind it, something that is uplifting. I think some of the songs that are on my affirmation playlist are like Flume, On Top, Money by Cardi B, Fancy by Iggy Azalea, All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. I think I said his name right. I don't know. Unstoppable by Sia, Feeling Good by Avicii, This Is Who I Am, Vanessa Amorosi, My Happiness, Powderfinger. It's a very mixed bag. So if you want the link, just DM me on Instagram and I can send it across to you. It is a vibe. I send it to all my clients because every single song I've made sure majority of them hype. So that would be how I've given myself or fulfilled my needs of words of affirmation. Second one, physical touch. Woo! So this can be difficult when you do not have a second person, or so I thought, right? Now, I feel like you know what I'm probably going to say, so I'm going to say that last. First of all, go get a massage or something. Like for me, I really enjoy just going and getting a deep tissue massage. Oh, it is so special and amazing. It's really a good time for me to just relax and just get some physical touch, you know, because when you're single, I'm sure those of you listening right now, and if you're in a relationship resonating with this, I am so sorry. But at the same time, this is also your responsibility too, right? So going and fulfilling that need for yourself, getting a massage, and even just like when you are moisturizing your skin as well, really taking time and caring for your body and asking yourself how you are, like giving yourself a head massage. These are all the things that I have started to do, and like playing with my hair. And so when you're getting ready in the morning or getting ready for bed, maybe just taking a little bit of time in your routine to just slow everything down and really just tune in with your body, giving yourself a massage if need be, or going to get one as well. Now, another thing, this is going to get really TMI, so if you're related to me, goodbye. If you're not, keep listening. So essentially, like, when I was in my last relationship, like self-pleasure, I didn't even know kind of what that was. I guess when I first got into the relationship, I was super young, and I also felt so much shame around pleasuring myself too. So I only like started to get into that when I was a bit older and realized like, oh my gosh, why have I not been doing this sooner? But at the same time, I also felt so much shame. I was like, no, I'm not allowed to do this. I'm in a relationship. Like, oh my God, like it's like I'm cheating on my partner with myself. Oh my gosh. Like I just felt so awful that this is not allowed. And it wasn't until about 20 whereby I started to kind of release my shell a bit and confide in the closest people around me. In hindsight, looking back, I'm super grateful for the amazing soul friends I have, because at the time they were a lot older than me. Like, I was 20 and they were about 30. So they had a lot more experience in life. And to have these people in my network whereby I could feel safe enough to talk about these things I felt shameful of, it was really a beautiful experience to then have conversations with these empowering women in my life who then encouraged me to go and explore these different experiences for myself. And so, shameless plug, if you need some physical touch in your life and a massage isn't doing it, then go jump on lovehoney.com and check it out. That is all I'm gonna say for that one. Alrighty, third one, acts of service. So you may also be thinking, how can you give yourself acts of service? So what I actually did was just making sure I get things done. So by procrastinating and leaving things till last minute, by not looking after my body, by leaving my room a mess and not making my bed, all of these things leak energy. Because whenever you're coming into your room and your bed's not made and it's messy, subconsciously you're thinking, oh, I've got to clean that later. I've got to clean that later. Or I've got to do this. I've got that thing I need to do. Or I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I need to meal prep. I need to do all these things. But when you don't do them, you are actually wasting energy thinking about them because you haven't done them yet. And by putting them off, you expend and leak more energy than what you would if you were to do them in the first place. So if you have a messy room right now, go and clean it up. It is a reflection of what is going on inside your mind. Clean space is a clean head. And I want you to think right now, what are those 2 or 3 things that you have been putting off? And just go and do them. What is the worst case scenario if you were to do them? And what is the worst case scenario if you weren't? You'd still probably be thinking about it. Trust me, I know. And then looking after your health as well. It's super important to just care for you. Eating well, making sure you're getting enough water, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you are exercising in some way. Maybe you're on a walk right now listening to this. Whatever it is, by looking after your body and caring about your health, this is an act of service for you. For the 4th love language, I've put gift giving. This one is pretty straightforward, and for me, the way I would give gifts to myself, one obviously would be buying myself presents. I love presents. It's great. I love receiving them and I love giving them. So I made sure to buy myself presents to fulfill that one. Another way to validate or fulfill this need was actually taking myself out on a date. Now, there's a misconception around gift giving being expensive and materialistic and things like this. Yes, you can spend money on gifts. This is great. I love taking myself out for fancy dinners or movies or experiences, etc. And I also take myself to the beach and I bring a picnic rug. I bring a big container of fruit and I just sit and listen to music and chill. And that is such a vibey day, if you ask me. And it costs nothing. And then the final love language that I'm going to talk about today, quality time. Now, this kind of ties in with the date vibe as well. By going to the beach and spending time with myself, that is so important to me, to have that alone time. And if you're listening and you're like, I'm in a relationship, it's really hard for me to have that alone time, really plan for it. As if you were planning a date for your partner, really plan this for yourself, because it is so important to get used to spending time with you. Because if you don't like spending time with you, then who else is, really? So making sure that you have that relationship with yourself where you can just sit in silence. And maybe you don't have the time to take yourself to the beach with a big bowl of fruit. However, maybe you could just spend 10 minutes in the car, not listening to music and just being with your thoughts, or just sitting in silence in the morning while you have your coffee, or just before you go to bed, switching the TV off, switching all electronics off, and just being with you. However you can make it fit, I think it is really important to spend quality time with yourself before you then involve other people into the equation as well. Some tools that I actually give my clients would be to meditate and also eye gazing as well. That's a really romantic process that you can do with yourself in the mirror, whereby you just sit next to the mirror and you gaze into your eyes for however long. 1 minute, could be 10 minutes, it could be longer, whatever it feels comfortable for you to start with, and maybe just pushing beyond that just slightly. I think that's a really beautiful process to create that relationship and that space with yourself whereby you are achieving quality time. So I think I pretty well covered most of the things that I have done the past 2 years while single to make sure I'm fulfilling all my love language needs. I literally think all of what I have said today in this episode is the key to dating yourself. Because if you can date yourself and if you can love yourself fully to this point where I'm at currently right now, imagine the type of relationships you are then going to start attracting into your life. Imagine how your relationships already within your life will change. It's pretty magical. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know. Head into my DMs on Instagram, send me a message. I'd love to hear your feedback. Make sure you share on your story and all that kind of stuff, because obviously the more you guys share, the more people are able to access my podcast. And I really believe a lot of people will benefit from this episode specifically. So make sure you share, send the love, send it to your friends, your family, your partner, if you're brave. And if you have any other tips on how to fulfill these love languages for yourself, I'd love to hear it. Let me know. But otherwise, have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for being a part of the Generation Elevation community. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating, written review, share, and tag me on Instagram at elise.riley. Until next time, keep loving, keep learning, and keep rising.